Hello my dear students. So now let's continue from where we have left out. In the last class we studied the voter and we had also looked at the character of Roof. So I would like to again remind you of a few of important characters of Roof. So Roof takes, we had, as I said, we had already discussed this in the previous class, but still I thought of mentioning these things again. So Roof takes 5 pounds from his enemy, from the enemy party, and his eyes were fixed on the red notes. That is the color of the notes, and then he was completely mesmerized or enchanted. In other words, he was attracted by the picture of cocoa farmers harvesting his crops. So these, this picture was on the notes and he was completely mesmerized by this picture. Somewhere he was also thinking about the profit. So by using 5 pounds, he can lead a very good, comfortable life. So he was calculating in his mind and he was completely mesmerized or attracted by the cocoa farmer harvesting his crops. And then he was asked to swear on the EE. So EE is a native deity of Nigerians and they had a very strong belief or respect towards that goddess, and it comes from Mbata and it is very powerful. And he was asked to swear on EE, and then he was scared of EE and its power, and Roof already knew the power and name and fame of this EE, the goddess, and he was also scared about the consequences of his action. His action refers to that he had already taken 5 pounds and he was ready to give his vote for Maduka by cheating on Marcus. And then he was in a great mental conflict. Roof was struggling. There was a conflict, a kind of conflict in his mindset because he had already taken money, but at the same time he doesn't even want to cheat on Marcus, but at the same time he doesn't even want to return that money. So there was a great mental conflict within the mindset of Roof. And Roof was a man of quick decision. Somewhere here we can connect the character of Hamlet. Again, don't take it too seriously, just a comparison. Even Hamlet was also, he was a man of quick decision. So he never thought about the consequences, or he never thought about his morality or ethics, but he suddenly decided that he would take that money and vote for Maduka. So he is a man of quick decision. And then he lost his loyalty for money. As I said, he lost everything there because, as I said in the previous class, nothing stands before money and wealth. So he lost his loyalty there for Marcus. And then when finally he entered the election room, or when he finally entered the election booth, so he was confronted by the 2 boxes. So there he had to make decision, or he had to take decision, and he was confronted by the 2 boxes, and those 2 boxes refers to the box of POP team, that is People's Alliance Party, and its leader is Marcus IB, and the sign or the symbol of Marcus's party is the motor car. Again, this is important for 1 mark. The motor car is a symbol of POP team. And then he was confronted by another team, that is POP, that is Progressive Organization Party, and the symbol of POP team is man's head. So somewhere he was confused and he was in a dilemma or dichotomy when he was confronted by these 2 boxes. So what happens? He was brooding over all these things, he was confused. At that time a thought leapt into his mind. Suddenly a thought popped up in his mind, and what is the thought? Or he came up with an idea of tearing the ballot paper into two half. So finally he told that means if one tears their ballot paper, that becomes invalid. His paper will not be counted there. Being an educated person, he wasted his vote, because vote, that is very precious, and he wasted that vote by knowing that that is very important for markers, but still he tore the ballot paper and put one half in each box. And then while putting, he puts the first half into Madhuka's box, and he also confirmed it verbally. So while putting, he says it loudly that I vote for Madhuka. Why does he do that? Just to appease. Appease is to calm down, just to appease EE, because he had sworn on EE that he would vote for Madhuka, and just to appease or calm EE down, he verbally gives that statement that he voted Madhuka. And to keep his promise, he does this trick. And eventually what happens? Roof cheated on everyone, Marcus and his people. Look at that. This is the irony. He convinced the elders just by giving them 4 shillings or 4 coins, but he got 5 pounds. At the same time, the will of Marcus IB and also the love of his entire village. But definitely in the future, people would come to know about that. But now, for now, he had cheated on everyone. So this story ends with moral degradation of Roof. He had lost his morality, he had lost his ethics, and that is why it is a kind of moral degradation. How people stoop to such a level just to get or gain money. And then he turns out, at the end he turns out selfish and a betrayer. He just remains as a betrayer, so we can call it a breach of trust, because as I said, Marcus and the entire village trusted Roof blindly. They followed each and everything that Roof used to utter or say, but eventually he cheated on everyone. So he ended up his life being a betrayer, or it is a breach of trust. And then we get one message at the end, that money and power make a person corrupt. So this is all about the darker side of election, or the voting process that here Chinua Achebe tried to present. So this is all about Roof's character, and we had already seen the character of Marcus IB in the previous class. To know a few things about Madhuka, there is no much information prescribed in the textbook about Madhuka, but we can say that by reading that one paragraph, that he was a corrupt person again, and he was also a foolish person, because he takes that audacious step to stand against Marcus, who was already an established minister there, and he uses thugs and criminals as his campaigners. He spends lots of money on them, and he gives them cards and some mics just to make some speeches in favor of Madhuka. So he uses thugs and criminals to campaign for him. And then we can also make out from their action, when his campaigner carries EE, that he was or he is a superstitious person, because he asks or he orders his campaigner to carry EE, the idol of EE, along with them, just to get just to make sure that Roof would vote for Madhuka. So this is all about Madhuka and his team and Roof. So now, after completing all the discussion of main points, we'll get into 1 mark questions. So I'm going to write them down on this board, and then we'll discuss. So the first question, So now let's look at one by one. Look at the first question here. Which is the symbol of PAP? So what is, we have just discussed this. So what is the symbol of PAP? That is motor car. So the symbol of PAP team or the party symbol of People's Alliance Party was motor car. And the next question, who did ROOF campaign for in the voter? So remember, just read the question again. Who did ROOF campaign for in the voter? As we all know, that is, he was in the service of Marcus Iby. So the answer is Marcus Iby, and please learn the spelling. And the third question, what was Marcus Iby in the outgoing government? That means his position. So he was Minister of Culture. So Marcus Iby was the Minister of Culture in the outgoing government. How much does ROOF get from the representative of Maduka? So he takes 5 pounds from the representative of Maduka. Remember, how much does ROOF get from the other party or from Maduka? 5 pounds. How long had ROOF been a bicycle repairer's apprentice? So how long had ROOF been working as a bicycle repairer's apprentice? The answer is in the second question itself. So 2 years. He had been working there as a bicycle repairer's apprentice for 2 years. Where did ROOF spend 2 years as a bicycle repairer's apprentice? Again, Port Harcourt. So ROOF spent 2 years as a bicycle repairer's apprentice at or in Port Harcourt. And the seventh question, whose election symbol was man's head in the voter? So that is POP. So POP team's symbol is man's head. That is the full form of POP is Progressive Organization Party. And the eighth question, what was Rufus Okeke's short name? Okeke's short name, that is Roof. As we all know, Rufus Okeke is called as Roof in short. And the ninth question, name the opposite candidate. So who is the opposite candidate or the leader of POP team? That is Maduka. So the answer for the ninth question is Maduka. And the 10th question, what does POP stand for? That means the full form of POP, People's Alliance Party. Again, learn the spelling. The full form of POP is People's Alliance Party. And what does POP stand for? So what is the full form of POP? Progressive Organization Party. Progressive Organization Party. 12th question, Marcus Iby had earlier been a school teacher. So what was he before joining politics? So he was a school teacher. Marcus Iby had earlier been a school teacher. So what had Marcus named his new house? So he built a biggest house for himself and he named it Umofia. So what had Marcus named his new house? So he named his new house Umofia. Learn the spelling. Who had formed POP? That means who organized, who formed POP or who is the leader of POP, as we discussed just now, that is Maduka. Maduka formed POP. And in other words, it is also given that this team or this party is formed by tribal people of Nigeria. Tribal people of Nigeria. So 15th question, who was a man of quick decision? Just now again we discussed that Roof. Roof was known as a man of quick decision. So he was considered as a man of quick decision in the story The Voter. So where does the EE come from? So EE come from Mbata. So EE come from or EE comes from Mbata. So these are the most repeated questions. There are possibilities, but I suggest you to go through your textbook and read once again by using all these points and There is one more point that you have to remember. As we have seen in the previous class, we had seen the lavish or luxurious life of Marcus IB. As I said in the previous class, he does everything in a grand style, and he had also appointed a high brand or high life music band from Umuru. So there are possibilities of asking this. That is why I'm again mentioning this. He had also arranged a music band just to entertain his people, village people, during the time of election. So it was from the place called Umuru, and at that time he was sitting and observing everyone in his green car. So you may get this question. So where was he sitting on the day of election? He was sitting, Marcus IB was sitting in his green car. So these are the things that you have to keep in your mind about the voter. So now we'll discuss one more question from the lesson. I believe that books will never disappear. So let's go to that. The only intention that I'm writing all these questions down on the board so that you can read it properly. So the first question here, I hope this is visible to you. So the first question is, which library, according to Boris, may have been the one he dreamed of? Because it is mentioned in the lesson that Boris dreamt of the great library of Alexandria burning into ashes. So here the answer is the great library of Alexandria. He saw that burning into ashes in his dream. So what is a controlled dream according to Boris? So what is a controlled dream according to Boris? That is literature. So Boris opines, or according to Boris, that literature is a controlled dream. So what is blindness to Boris? So when Alifano asked him what blindness to him, then the answer is blindness to Boris is a way of life. So what is blindness to Boris? blindness to Boris is a way of life? So how was Boris educated himself? By reading from his father's library. From his father's library. From his father's library, he educated himself. So the third question, what is blindness to Boris, can also be asked in the form of an objective question. So the answer is same for both the fifth and third question. Boris looks upon blindness as a way of life. So Boris looks upon blindness as a way of life. So the sixth question, when would history disappear according to Boris? When books disappear, then the history would disappear according to Boris. When books disappear. When the books disappear, then the history would disappear according to Boris. And the seventh question, so whom does Boris look upon as an intelligent woman, or it can be, this word can be also replaced by gracious woman too. So an intelligent woman refers to his mother Donna Leonor. You can write his mother. So as an intelligent woman refers to Boris's mother or his mother. So mention any of the essential metaphors as quoted by Boris. He has quoted so many metaphors there, but you can only write, you can write only one of those. So you can take as flowers and women, or life and dream. You can only write one. You need not write all the metaphors. Write or mention only one metaphor. So ninth question, which is the most astounding invention of man? We have already seen that in the previous class. So he considers, or according to Boris, the book is the most astounding invention of a man. So the answer for ninth one, book. For answer for the ninth question is book. Book is the most astounding invention of a man. So 10th question, what was Boris's first literary reading? Grimm's Fairy Tales in an English version. So Boris's first literary reading was Grimm's Fairy Tales in an English version. So what did Boris fill his house with when the visible world moved away from him? So he used to fill his house with books. Even though he was blind, still he used to pretend that he could see everything, and that is why he went on purchasing books, and that is how he filled his house with books. So he used to fill his house with books when the visible world moved away from him. What do you mean by the visible world moved away from him? When he became completely blind. So 12th question, what is a fallible thing? So what do you mean by fallible? A very meager or unimportant thing. So according to Boris, the author's intention is a fallible thing. So what is a fallible thing? The author's intention. So author's intention is a fallible thing. So the 13th question, what is magical, mysterious and unexplainable? As Boris describes or explains this in this part of or in the paragraph which speaks about poetry, there itself it says that poetry is magical, mysterious and unexplainable. So for the answer for the 13th question is poetry. Poetry is the answer for the 13th question. Poetry is magical, mysterious and unexplainable. So the last question, what will never disappear? So you all know the answer. What will never disappear? Book will never disappear. So I hope you have got all these questions, and I hope these questions will help you. And this is for today's class, and we'll meet you again in the next class with a new chapter. Till then, take care of yourselves and thank you.